What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of Pits and Points. I'm your host, Jono, and I'd like to start by giving a big shout out to all of my new subscribers. I want to thank you for coming on board. I appreciate you all. And I also want to give a big shout out to all of my existing subscribers. Thank you for sticking with the show. I appreciate you also. And I also want to say thank you to the individuals that are coming over and just watching, just to pick up some tips here and there. I also appreciate you, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to like the video if the content is awesome. And I aim to deliver the best content I can possibly deliver to you in regards to the information that I'm putting forward. So I want to thank you for that. So the next bit that we're going to move on to briefly is the Nas100. So we're going to catch up with what we talked about yesterday and where we are currently today. Also, we're also going to be talking about silver as well as GBP and JPY. So these are the three assets that we're going to be talking about in this video. Okay, so to start off with, let's close this down, close this down, and let's move in to this particular area over here. So this is today. Right now, and I wasn't expecting no big red news today on a Tuesday, but for whatever reason, Nas shot down. Like literally, it has dropped all the way down, and I believe it's going to continue to do so until it gets to where I want it to go. And what Nas is doing is exactly what I want Nas to do. But however, it's a bit strange in regards to the shape and the formation it's taking, right? So the first thing I want to do right now is just go into the news section to see if there was anything today that I did miss. So just going to go into the calendar, right? And today is Tuesday. So there was there was definitely a meeting today. So Give me a moment. I'm just kind of look. Okay, so jobs openings and labor turnover survey, right, was what came out, and what was forecasted was what was the forecast was. So if I go back to it, so the forecast was 11.06 million, and the actual was 10.56 million, right? So a bit less. Also, we also had another big one as well, which was the Institute for Supply Management, ISM, and the Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, also came out today, and their forecast was 60, and what was actually delivered was 58.7, right? And the OPEC meeting is still going on as we speak. It's probably concluded, so I'll get to see something about that potentially tomorrow. All right, so these are the two big things that's happening today: ISM and JOLTS job openings, right? And both of those reports were terrible. So with that now, obviously we can see where this came from. And looking at it on the 5 minutes, actually looks brutal. Looks brutal on the 5 minutes. So literally, this is it on the 5 minutes. It's just, look at that. It looks absolutely brutal, right? Now, what I thought was gonna happen, right? Literally, and I mean this. Like, this is what I actually thought was gonna happen. This little sell order that I put on over here, I didn't even think this was going to be successful. It was just there for entertainment. I did not think for a second that it was going to fly down. I thought that this opportunity over here had been missed. Literally, I thought it had been missed, and maybe it has, maybe it hasn't, who knows. But let's see what's going on here. Let's just have a quick look to see if there is any type of correlation right now. So right now, as we can see, let's see how far this goes. Okay, so we have another potential trend. at this level, which is following these areas right here. As you can see what I'm zooming into, right? So do I still think it's gonna push up? I don't know, but I'm hoping that it makes its way all the way down here, because at this point right now, there are a couple of scenarios that I'm looking at that could go in the way that I think is gonna go, but at the same time, I'm not entirely sure. Let's just go into 4 hourly and let's have a look to see what's happening. I'm not entirely sure, because there is a push to the upside, okay? And bearing in mind, this little trend line over here, it actually is being obeyed to some degree. I mean, it is actually is being obeyed. It's not a major support level. Sorry, a major support level. But however, it is a support level that is gaining some kind of respect. There is respect for this support level right now. There definitely is. Right? So at this stage right now, I just need to keep an eye on what is it going to do. What is it going to do? That's all I need to do right now, is keep an eye on it and just hope it heads in my direction, the direction that I so desire, and that will be around this level right here. So if we go in, and I'm just going to change this color to a bright little yellow. That will be this level right here. That is what I would be hoping to get, because anything above this line doesn't interest me at all. And the fib on this level has pretty much been broken, so I can literally get rid of this fib. There's no need for it to be around. This fake sell we're going to keep in place, right? I literally really like doing this type of technicals on the fly. I love doing these on the fly. Like literally, it's like we're learning at the same time as I'm doing as I'm kind of plotting where I believe this could potentially go. We are learning together. So that is one level. Okay, so let's have a look. Nah, makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever. 0 cents. This level here and this level here could have some kind of meaning. I've already got these areas figured out. So this is a price action level. So that is pretty much confirmed itself, as well as up here. But this level and this level over here is what I kind of want to see what that develops into. And this level and this level over here is what something that we've just discovered in this video right now. So I've just discovered this right now. Also, let's have a quick look to see what else lines up with this area. Nothing big. Nothing big lines up in this area. So we leave it as that, and we're going to leave the Nas to do what the Nas does, right? So at the moment it's pushing his way down. I thought it was going to go up. I mean, that was based on technicals. I thought it was going to go up, but my desire, my hope was for it to come down, and it looks like my wishes are being respected by the powers that be somewhere along the somewhere in wherever the power that be is, you know, the woo place. Okay, so yeah, so literally, so it looks like that's been respected and it's on its way down. Not saying it's because of me, obviously it's because of the news, but ideally I wanted it to come down, and it is coming down. So hopefully we can grab some at this level over here, and which would be fantastic. So I'm going to leave this as it is right now, because there's literally nothing more. that I could possibly talk about in regards to what Nas is doing. So with that said, I'm going to move on to silver and see what's going on with silver. Right. So silver at the moment is looking great. So we've had two pullbacks at the moment, right? So we've had one here, which is where we got in, and then we've had another one, which is where it's come back down to, and it's now pushing its way back up again. So this basically means that I now need to look at what is going on here, or if I should keep it like this, but also bear in mind that this structure has also now emerged in this area, which is I have a double top. Now double tops don't tend to mean anything all the time. I mean, it doesn't tend to have a strong meaning all the time, right? But however, it's something that I definitely want to keep an eye on, that knowing that this area here has not gone beyond this level. So that lets me know that whatever pips that I've gathered at the bottom, I might want to make a decision in regards to how I want to hold it. So anything above this level is fairly decent, but at the same time, what I will do is I would say keep an eye on it. Let me zoom out for a second and see how this looks overall. I mean, this is how silver looks overall in regards to the drawings that we've done, right? And in my opinion, I think there isn't anything else I can add to the situation unless the formation breaks. I think that's the only time I can literally add to it. At this point right now, it is doing what it's meant to be doing. It is doing what it's meant to be doing. Do you know what I mean? There's not really a lot I can do in regards to what it is doing. Because we took our first sell here, we've managed to average in, alright? It's heading up here to 23.89. Hopefully it will cross that so that we can bring in our trading stop that we're hoping to bring in. And yeah, so that's basically it. I mean, literally, I can't think of any other concept in regards to silver. But however, if I was about to make a move in silver right now, if I was watching this for the first time and I was about to make a move, what I would do is I would draw out this trend line. And I will follow this double top right here just to see if it pushes down. And if it pushes down from this level, right, because bearing in mind that one thing that is also important to also bear in mind as we look at this, right, is what is the overall shape of this doing? What is this overall? What is that doing, right? And there's one thing that we can see that is quite clear, is that it doesn't really want to go below 21.30. So whatever it does, it's above 21.30. It will come down to roughly around that level and it will push back up again. Okay, so even if this came all the way down here, all right, I personally, in my opinion, I think it will not break 21.30. It will not break 21.30. So excuse me, and it will push back up again. So in this case, what do? Well, I say we wait and we watch. That's it. We wait and we watch, and we'll see what kind of situation it presents to us. But so far it looks good. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to clean this whole chart up to make it look a little bit more respectable. And yeah, we're going to clean it up, make it look a little bit more respectable. And we're going to get on and talk about the next pair that I want to bring in. The next one. So let's go in here, let's make this look elegant. So this area of conversion looks like this is going to be an interesting place as well. So we see what happens there once we're at that level. Okay, and we have this level being respected, and there's also another one on top that we also need to bear in mind as well. Okay, so that is looking sharp. That is looking sharp. And let's get rid of these support levels. We're going to adjust them as things move on in regards to the overall direction of the market. So we make the changes as we need to as we move forward. Okay, so that looks good. So now what we're going to do is let's bring this in, because this matches up with this nicely as well. Also, another thing, this is actually quite therapeutic as well. Like, it actually is quite nice when I'm actually doing this. It feels super therapeutic. Okay, so right. Okay, so that looks clean. Definitely looks good. We're going to leave that to do its thing, because there's nothing that we can do right now in regards to this, but it's going in the way that we wanted it to go. And let's hope that it hits the target levels. So I'm just going to briefly save this now, make sure that all our hard work is locked in. And finally, we're going to look at GBP and JPY. So let's get that going. Okay, now there was an opportunity we had on here, and I was fairly confident it was going to go my way. Clearly it hasn't, as you can see. Right, as we can see, it hasn't gone my way at all, so it's broken that. So this order was an absolute bust, so I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to also have a look at the technicals to see what is worth keeping and what we need to get rid of. And all of this, to be fair, is absolutely pointless right now. Get rid of all of this. We're going to keep the price actions levels there because they're still relevant to a certain degree, but we're just going to double confirm that they are. I'll have a look to see what is going on here. Let's get rid of this. Actually, this could still come in handy for later, so we're going to shrink this down, and we're just going to park this over here somewhere, but this could still come in handy for later. Right, so next thing is we go into the daily chart to see exactly what the hell is going on. And the cool thing is this level is being respected, so that's good. This level, it's not important, so that's gone. Let's get rid of that. This level is in line with this one over here, and it also covers this spot over here, but we're not going to drag it that far back because there's no need. So we're just going to keep that there as it is. And obviously, as it stands, it's making its way up here. So what should we be looking for? What should we be looking for? Well, it needs to break above this level up here to make this a solid uptrend. So it needs to break above here. It needs to break above this level to make this a solid uptrend, right? So is that going to happen? Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. It's possible. It is possible that it could break that level. It absolutely is possible it could break that level. And the fib is recommending a sell from this level. But personally, this whole zone right here. So if I was to get this box, I would draw this zone right here. Would be a zone that I'll be looking to be taking sell orders with. The closer it got to this little area here, the better, right? But they will have to be pending orders, just because you don't want to be doing the market buy as the market is rising, because for all we know, it's about to make a new all-time high. It could be about to make a new all-time high, and if we're to go with the assumption that once it hits the this particular resistance level is going to pull back down again, right? Without confirmation, because if you're buying into the market, there is a very high chance that you're buying in without confirmation of a pullback, right? And that is what you want. You want a confirmation that it is coming back down. So if that's the case, we want that confirmation. Then it only makes sense that we wait for this to rise, and then we position ourselves with pending sell orders at this level. And if it triggers, great. If it doesn't, we haven't lost anything, and then we can wait for it to make its all-time high and then see what we can get on a pullback on its way back down. So how I would play this right now is I would wait to see what else it does. I'll wait to see what it does when it reaches this level over here, when it reaches this zone, right? That is what I'll more or less do. And then the idea is you can work out how many pips that you want to catch. So if you're working a really low time frame, a low time frame, then naturally, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer what to do in a low time frame. But if you're doing a higher time frame, the rewards are definitely a lot bigger, but it also means that your risk is going to be a lot bigger also. But the cool thing is, a lot of the time is that you do get what it is that you're after, because you're actually looking at it in a bigger time frame. But it's just that what you risk, sometimes not everyone is comfortable with the risk side of things when it comes to trading. Hence why so many people make mistakes when they trade. So what will I say as a final ender? I would say if it breaks 158.24, there's a very good chance it's going to continue on the uptrend to make a new all-time, well, not a new all-time high, but a new high. To make a new high. Let me just double check to see if it is a new all-time high. No, it's going to make a new high. Not all-time high, but a new high. Okay, so with that said, right, I want to thank you all for coming over and spending your quality time with me to talk about my potential plays that I'm going to be making in the markets once the opportunity comes up. I believe my opportunity is finally arriving, so Nas is now pulling back, so hopefully I can grab something that we'll be talking about being in the green for a change. Okay, so yes, I want to thank you for coming over and watching, and I appreciate you all, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.